All right, let's talk about math for a second. We're going to uncover something pretty amazing today. The idea that math isn't just about crunching numbers. Nope, it actually has these secret powers that can help you see the world in a totally new way. So let's just dive right in. So let me ask you this. When I say the word math, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's just this pressure to find the one single correct answer. But what if that's just a tiny little piece of the puzzle? Well, here is the thing. The real magic of math actually comes from two incredible powers. First, the power to be a detective, asking the right questions to solve a mystery. And second, the power to be a kind of fortune teller, predicting what's going to happen without even needing a calculator. And we're going to explore both of them, starting right now. Okay, our first secret power is all about turning you into a data detective. And this isn't about memorizing formulas, not at all. It's a really powerful way of solving problems, and it's called the statistical process. Think of it like your own personal guide for cracking any case you come across. So here it is, a simple four-step cycle that any great detective would use. It all starts with a question. Then you go out and gather your clues. After that, you look for patterns in those clues, and then boom, you solve the mystery. But it all hinges on that very first step, asking a really good question. And see, everything starts with asking the right kind of question. For instance, if you ask, how tall is Bob? Well, there's only one answer. It's kind of a dead end, right? But what if you ask, how tall are sixth graders? Now that opens up a whole investigation. The answers are going to be all over the place, and it's that variety that makes a question really interesting to solve. So once you have your great question, it's time to go clue hunting. This is step 2, collecting your data. You could do a survey of all the sixth graders, you could watch them, or you could even, get out a measuring tape. The whole point is just to get the raw information you need to crack the case. Next up, you got to sort through all those clues. In step 3, you analyze the data. You might make a graph to actually see the shape of the information, or maybe calculate the average height to find that central pattern. This is really the part where the story that's hiding in all those numbers starts to come out. And finally, step 4 brings it all home. You take your analysis, your charts, your averages, all of it, and you use it to answer the question you started with. Now you can say with confidence, okay, based on my investigation, this is the typical height for a sixth grader. Case closed. All right, you ready for our second secret power? This one is all about prediction. I'm going to show you how you can tell just by looking if a number is going to get bigger or smaller when you multiply it, without ever doing the actual math. Seriously. The secret for predicting this is, believe it or not, incredibly simple. There are really only 3 things you need to know. If you multiply by a number bigger than 1, your answer gets bigger. If the number is less than 1, the answer gets smaller. And if it's exactly 1, well, nothing changes. Let's see how this works. Okay, first up, let's take 5 times 1.5. Now don't even think about grabbing a calculator. Just look at the number we're multiplying by, 1.5. The only question you have to ask yourself is this. Is that number bigger than 1? Yep, it is. So because of that, we know with 100% certainty, the answer has to be bigger than our starting number 5. See? We just made a prediction, not a calculation. That is a pretty awesome shortcut, right? Okay, let's try another one. 5 times 0.5, or you could say 1/2. Again, just look at that second number. Is 0.5 bigger or smaller than 1? It's smaller, so the rule tells us our answer has to be less than 5. We just instantly predicted the outcome. You can start to see how powerful this is for just making quick estimates in your head, can't you? And for our last one, 5 times 1. This brings us to the simplest rule of them all. We are multiplying by exactly 1. So, of course, the answer stays exactly the same. The number doesn't change at all. And just like that, those 3 simple rules cover every single multiplication problem you could ever think of. A really great way to picture this is to think of it like the zoom button on a photocopier. Multiplying by 1.5 is like zooming in to 150%. The picture gets bigger. Multiplying by 0.5 is like zooming out to 50%. The picture gets smaller. And multiplying by 1, well, that's just hitting the button to make a perfect 100% copy. So, there you have it. 2 brand new, really powerful tools for your mental toolkit.
And these aren't just some abstract math ideas. These are practical ways of thinking that you can literally start using today.
So just to recap, you now have the detective cycle, which is a 4-step plan to investigate basically any question you have about the world. And you've got the predictor's shortcut, a lightning-fast way to estimate the outcome of any multiplication.
The real question now is, what are you going to do with these new powers? I mean, whether you're trying to figure out the average time it takes you to get to work, or you're trying to quickly estimate a discount at a store, what everyday mystery will you solve first? Thanks for tuning in.